자 끝에 있는 이제 속에 날아나줄 단 하나의 이름이여 너를 바라 우리를 찾아 이 삶의 끝에 닿으려 해.
여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-sowa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news. And in our K-trend segment, we take a look at the yajang culture in Korea. You might not be familiar with this word, but we'll find out in a bit. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to all our viewers at the K-Culture Dive. Now, I'm Walter Lee, filling in for Bella Kim to co-host alongside Soa, all in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
So, Walter, on K-Culture Dive, we've been keeping a close eye on the Cannes Film Festival. Now, yesterday you reported on Gunche, which received a standing ovation, and another one received a standing ovation. Today we're talking about this major movie, which is
indeed, it's called Hope. Now, among the films drawing major attention at this year's Cannes Film Festival, director Hong-jin's latest movie, Hope, is one of them. Premiering in the competition section on Sunday local time at the Lumiere Grand Theatre, the film made a strong impact on audiences and critics alike. Now, the film has quickly become one of the leading Palme d'Or contenders, praised for its ambitious mix of sci-fi, monster horror, action, and also dark comedy. Now, even with a runtime of nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes, the audience stayed deeply engaged throughout the screening. Loud applause broke out during appearances by Hwang Jong-min, Cho In-sung, and Jung Ho-yeon, while extended cheers continued long after the credits finished rolling. Here's an interesting fact: every feature film directed by Hong-jin has actually received an official invitation to the Cannes Film Festival. Now, with Hong-jin once again competing at Cannes, industry attention is now centered on whether his genre experimentation and large-scale storytelling will be enough to secure the Palme d'Or.
Well, Palme d'Or or no Palme d'Or, I'm going to watch this one once it's officially out. And I mean, the lineup, legendary actor Hwang Jung-min and Do In-sung, who recently was in Human, and also global Squid Game star Jung Ho-yeon. I mean, it raises expectations.
It does.
And Walter, we're going to talk about another movie now. This one, I think I might even watch it because I usually don't watch horror movies.
Right.
But we're seeing a big achievement on the domestic box office.
We are indeed, Seoul. So yes, not too long ago, we did talk about Seoul and how it was quickly climbing the ranks of the top grossing horror films in Korea. Well, guess what, Seoul?
I guess last time you mentioned that it was on
number
spot 2, and now I guess number 1.
That's exactly it, Seoul. So I haven't actually gotten around to see it yet as well, but I've heard it's terrifying. So Seoul, led by actress Kim Hye-yoon, has become the most successful Korean horror film in Korean box office history. Now, according to the Korean Film Council's integrated ticketing system, the movie reached a cumulative total of just over 3.16 million viewers of Sunday, and as of today, about 3.17 million viewers. In doing so, it broke the long-standing record held by A Tale of Two Sisters, which drew 3.14 million viewers and had remained the top-performing Korean horror movie for, get this, 23 years. Now, Seoul's popularity has continued well beyond its opening weeks. Even in its 6th week in theatres, Seoul maintained strong audience turnout, attracting around 90,000 moviegoers over the May 15th to 17th weekend, and ranking 4th at the weekend box office. It has continued to perform steadily despite the release of several high-profile Hollywood titles. This is including Michael, Super Mario Galaxy, and the sequel to The Devil Wears Prada.
What an achievement. And Walter, let's finish off with some K-pop news.
Some big K-pop news. Billboard announced on Monday that Cortez has continued its rapid global rise by securing a spot in the top 3 of the Billboard 200, the main US album chart. Now, according to a chart preview article published on Billboard's official website, the group's second mini album, Green Green, debuted at number 3. The release earned 81,500 in pure album sales, along with 5,500 streaming equivalent album units, which reflect the streaming activity converted into album figures. Now, with this achievement, Cortez became the fastest K-pop group outside of project groups to enter the top 3 of the Billboard 200, reaching the milestone only 9 months after their debut. Now, the group's success is also continuing domestically. Their main track, Red Red, has maintained strong performances across major streaming charts and music shows. Now, according to Cortez's agency, the members and staff were all working incredibly hard on this album, but the greatest source of support came from their group fandom, Core.
Of course. And thank you very much, Walter, for those updates today in Red Red.
Indeed.
And stick around.
Will do.
All right, let's now move over to our air anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. Culture Minister Choi Hui-young sent a congratulatory message to director Park Chan-wook after he received France's highest cultural honor, the Commander of the Order of Arts and Letters. Choi said the award clearly demonstrates the global standing of Korean cinema and helps further elevate the country's cultural pride. With 2026 marking the 140th anniversary of diplomatic ties between Korea and France, he added that he hopes Park will serve as a bridge in strengthening cultural relations between the two countries. Park is one of South Korea's most internationally acclaimed filmmakers, known for his visually striking style and psychological themes. He is serving as jury president at the 79th Cannes Film Festival, which opened last week. The Culture Ministry is ramping up efforts to attract more foreign tourists through Korea's major regional festivals. In cooperation with the Korea Tourism Organization, the ministry launched a global festival joint planning team to develop tourism packages tied to local festivals. Composed of marketing and tourism experts, The team will explore key overseas markets for each event and carry out tailored global marketing campaigns. In particular, the initiative aims to boost cooperation with travel industries worldwide to promote the global appeal of Korea's festivals. 10 events have been selected as Korea's major global festivals so far, including the Suwon Hwasong Cultural Festival, Hwacheon Sancheonho Ice Festival, and Busan International Rock Festival. Manjanggu Lava Tube in Jeju Island, part of the UNESCO-listed Komun Autumn Lava Tube system, will reopen later this month after more than 2 years. The lava cave was shut in December 2023 after falling rocks were detected near the upper section of its entrance. Authorities said it will reopen on May 30th after all trail repairs and safety upgrades are complete. Manjanggu is one of Jeju's best-known tourist attractions, drawing about 500,000 visitors a year. It is designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a global geopark, and a natural monument. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
K-pop has become more than just entertainment for many young people in Finland. In Helsinki, the city is even using public funding to offer free K-pop classes as part of its youth welfare programs. Kim So-young has this story.
At a youth center in Helsinki, Finland, teenagers move in sync to familiar K-pop songs. From beginners still learning the steps to experienced dancers who know every move, the group is diverse in both age and skill level. But they all share the same focus. The city of Helsinki now offers 40 free K-pop classes across the city. What started as a little-known program just 4 years ago has now become so popular that classes fill up almost as soon as registration opens.
I started 4 years ago, and compared to then, I didn't have that many students at the class, and now the classes are completely full.
Last month, Finland also held a nationwide K-pop cover dance competition with 27 teams taking part. The city of Helsinki fully supported the event by providing the venue, lighting, and sound equipment. For many young people, K-pop is no longer just a hobby. It has become an emotional outlet, a way to cope with loneliness and stress, and to find a sense of identity.
Whenever I'm sad or exhausted, I listen to K-pop and it really lights up my mood. And in the classes, I have lots of friends that I have met through K-pop.
The reason Helsinki is investing in K-pop is clear. The city hopes young people will come together on their own, organize activities themselves, and grow into a healthy, active member of society.
K-pop is very self-oriented activity, aims to support the self-expression, community building, sense of belonging, and the chances to have outlets.
K-pop has become more than just a trend in Northern Europe. For many teenagers in Finland, it is helping them grow, connect, and find their place. And through its support, the city of Helsinki is helping K-pop take root as a new part of Finnish youth culture. Kim So-young, Arirang News.
May 19th, Korea's Invention Day. The day was designated to celebrate a 600-year-old invention that changed weather observation forever, Cheugugi, the rain gauge. Created during the 15th century Joseon dynasty, the Cheugugi was the world's first standardized rain gauge, developed some 200 years before similar devices appeared in the West. In an era when farming was the backbone of the economy, accurately measuring rainfall was critical to running the nation. Before the invention, officials estimated rain by checking how deep the soil was soaked, a method far from precise. In 1441, Crown Prince Ihyang, later King Munjong, introduced a new idea, directly collecting and measuring rainwater. The device was placed on a stone pedestal called Cheugude to prevent splashing and ensure the same measurement standard across the country. Just 1 year later, Joseon had built a nationwide rainfall monitoring network with around 350 observation sites. Local officials recorded rainfall data and sent reports to the central government. Those records helped the kingdom track droughts and floods and also shape policies like tax relief. From guessing the weather to measuring it with science, Cheugugi transformed observation into data centuries ahead of its time. Today, the rain gauge remains one of Korea's most important scientific legacies.
With the arrival of warmer spring weather, yajang season has returned, especially across Seoul's popular yajang hotspots. Now, yajang refers to Korea's unique outdoor dining culture, where restaurants or bars set up temporary tables outside so people can enjoy food and drinks in the open air. Now, Walter, did you have a chance to experience some yajang culture recently?
I know that our apartment does do this sort of, let's call it kind of like a festival feeling, but unfortunately they haven't started this year. But I remember we featured something like this just recently, like the apata yajang, right? Well, the apartment night markets that was on our K Culture in Photo segment. It really does feel like this sort of atmosphere, outdoor atmosphere, is becoming a really good big trend here in Korea.
Right, you can say that again. And we are actually going to dive today into Seoul's spring nights and Korea's yajang trend with trend diver Konu, our go-to expert on all things trendy in Korea. Hello, Konu. Welcome back.
안녕, divers. It's your favorite trend diver, Konu, on duty.
All right, Konu. So first and foremost, please tell us a little bit about yajang, especially for our foreign viewers, and what is the unique charm of the yajang culture?
Well, I'm sure, Suwa, you explained what yajang is like here in Korea very well, but if you ask me, the biggest charm of yajang culture here in Korea is the coexistence of traditions from the past and the trend in the present. Yajang is divided into retro nopo style, where you can actually drink soju, which is Korea's traditional liquor, with a red plastic chair and also blue tables, and a trendy hotspot style where you can actually enjoy wine and hip atmosphere. Another appeal here is that you can actually choose between a traditional or trendy yajang, or any kind of area you want to try depending on your preference.
All right.
Konu, in many overseas countries, especially like in European countries, terrace dining and outdoor eating are kind of quite common, I think, even in Australia as well. But compared to those cultures, what makes Korean yajang feel distinct or unique in Korean terms?
Well, that's a great point right there, because there's a huge difference, and let me break it down. There are actually three characteristics to Korean yajang. First, transformation of the space. Unlike those outdoor dining overseas, typically planned and constructed in advance, the most Korean yajang first started off around traditional markets. So they are typically traditional market during the day, but at night they transform into yajang, which is pretty good, And second, Korea's culture of jang, which means affection or compassion. Tables in Korea's yajang are very, very close to each other, so it often results in interaction with other customers and sometimes blurs the boundary between staff and guest. In an era where interaction with people, with others vanished, the kind of exchange, another charm of Korea yajang, I can tell you. And the charm is that Korean yajang are oldies but goodies. While Korean traditional markets may consider to be old and worn a little bit, but yajang located around the markets are mostly run by young entrepreneurs. So as a result, they actually kept the traditional traces while adding a youthful sensibility, creating spaces where actually the past and the present coexist.
I like how you mentioned how the boundaries between the staff and the customers sometimes blurs, because in Korea, sometimes like the customers would offer the staff maybe a glass of soju or so. So that's some very interesting culture there. But Konu, we also saw in some of the video that you yourself went to some of those yajang hotspots. So how was the atmosphere, and also what kind of food did people eat there?
Well, let me be honest with you. You know, I don't really go out often since I'm not a drinker, but I went out to share this video and share the vibe, what it's like in the yajang with y'all divers. And I actually had tteokbokki with my friends at yajang at the pub I visited. Hwachae was incredibly popular. And just in case you're not familiar with hwachae, is Korea's representative bar snack made by mixing milk and Sprite in a right proportion and adding various fruits such as watermelon, melon, or apples, which is very yummy and it's one of my favorite for sure. And the atmosphere was full of vitality and energy. It was loud enough that I had to yell at my friends just to communicate, which is the beauty of, you know, visiting yajang right there. And it definitely turned up my party vibe.
I like how you explained hwachae but not tteokbokki, because I guess so many people now overseas are familiar with tteokbokki,
That's
but
right.
of course it's the spicy, iconic street food in Korea. Now, Konu, was there maybe a particular moment where you thought, all right, I know why people love yajang so much?
That's a good question, because let me be honest with you. Just like I told you, I am not a outgoing person, to be honest.
Are you sure?
I am. I don't drink and I don't really like going to packed up places, but I finally realized why people love yajang so much. Did you know that whatever you're eating tastes so much better when eating outdoor at yajang with your favorite people than eating alone at home? That is one thing that I can tell you for sure. And just being surrounded by good people with a refreshing night air, well, nothing can beat that, right?
Right, and you mentioned that you ate tteokbokki before, but beyond that, what are some of the most popular yajang foods that you can name?
Well, there are so many of them, and let me just sum it up a little bit. These days, the bar snack trends at yajang are fried chicken and beer, aka chimek, chicken and 맥주. And there are also pork bellies, samgyeopsal, and also seafood and some soup dishes. And there is something important right there, jeon, which is Korea's very, very representative bar snack. Not only bar snack, but one of the traditional food, which is like Korean pancakes. And as the weather here in Korea is getting hotter, well, people are having a lot of chimek, chicken and cold beer, jeon, and makgeolli combination, which is one of the best, I can say.
Yes, and that combination, especially on like gloomy days as well, on rainy days.
That is
Although
right.
on rainy days, they would try to maybe cover, like have a temporary roof as well for
That is
people
right.
to have the
It's
yajang
called
outdoors.
tent bar. They can just tent it up and just, you know, having some makgeolli, which is Korea's traditional wine, and also jeon, Korean pancakes. Oh, getting me hungry now.
Yes, so in the past, yajang may have been more associated with, let's say, nightlife. But nowadays, it seems that many people are also enjoying it casually during the daytime. Would you say this shift is part of a broader trend?
Yes, definitely, for sure. Because as social media grows on how people actually go out and enjoy those kind of atmosphere, it used to be for heavy drinkers coming by those places to drink like a fish and maybe just all night long, you know, pulling all night long. But these days, as social media grows and those people who actually run these places, they are actually young as well. They are very young entrepreneurs. So they actually, as youth, and the visitors and also the business owners are young, so they just started coming to this place during the day, not only at nights, during the day, and just enjoy the weather and taking great photos of them and great photos of atmosphere going on in that place and just share it on social media.
Right. And now in the past, yajang may have been more associated with nightlife, as you just mentioned, but also, could you give us some examples of what kind of neighborhoods currently are really popular? I mean, you did mention some of those that you went to before, but could you give us some other examples of those?
Of course. Well, there are so many options you can possibly choose, but let me just, you know, just like I told you, I don't really go to packed up places, but one thing that I can tell you that if you're not really into going to packed up places, I highly recommend you to try Seongbukcheon Yajang, because Seongbukcheon Yajang is less known and it's relatively quiet than all the other all the yajang places here in Seoul. So there's also flower viewing. You can give it a try, and also you can hear the sound of water flowing, which is Seongbukcheon. Seongbukcheon is like a little stream going on, and it gives us like goosebumps when you have a like cold drink with a yummy food. There is nothing better than that. So I highly recommend you to give it a try for Seongbukcheon. However, if you prefer a lively atmosphere, try Sineng Market, Jongno, or Tukdo 청년시장, Tukdo Youth Market.
Right. I mean, I would also say one place where you could go is 편의점 or a convenience store,
Oh.
because sometimes all you need is a 24-hour open convenience store to just go outside and have that yajang experience. But Kon, is there anything else you wanted to mention about this trend before we let you go?
Well, I gotta tell you, if you ever come visit Korea, you definitely gotta try, because you know what they say, do as Romans do when you're in Rome. So when you're in Korea, you got to give it a try for all the trends going on. Especially, we don't get to have this kind of weather often.
Right.
The weather here in Korea right now is just stunning, beautiful. All you got to do is get your butt out there with your friends, and being surrounded by your favorite people, having some favorite food, and giving it a try for something new that you didn't get to try back home. That's the beauty of our lives. So why don't you give it a try for yajang? Not only the one that I mentioned, but also there are so many other options. So, give it a try for yajang, please. You love it.
Okay, I'll try to give it a try in the rest of the days we have for the spring weather.
Yes.
Probably you too, Walter?
Yes, like he said, it's beautiful these days.
It is indeed. All right, thank you very much, Konu, for that. And we're looking forward to the next trend that you are going to introduce us
Thank
to.
you, Konu.
Going on duty.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.
How to survive in Korea. Cafes. Step 1. Find a seat. Before ordering, find a seat. Laptop ID, smartphone, jacket, whatever that can mark your territory. But no bites. It's a little too big. Step 2. Pick up. We do not ask or call your name. We call out, B69 고객님. The buzzer will vibrate when your order is ready at the counter. Wait, got your straw? Keep the top of the wrapper on. Doing this is more hygienic. Step 3. Cafe